Hi, I'm Selena Mara, holistic singing coach, and today I'm going to show you this beautifully simple thing you can do to allow your voice to come out richer and clearer. I call it sweet spot for the head. So the position of your head has a noticeable impact on the shape of your resonators and how freely your vocal folds can vibrate. So your vocal folds, which make the sound, make the notes, are two flaps of tissue that are stretched from front to back across your throat, and they vibrate hundreds of times per second to make the notes. And they're housed in your larynx, which is sort of cartilaginous framework here, which lives just about here inside your throat. So your larynx is here, and right behind it is your vertebrae, the vertebrae in your neck. So they sit like this in relation to each other. Now, when you start to tip your head forward, the vertebrae bend forward and they start to squash into the larynx. And when you tip your head back, then they bulge, your neck vertebrae bulge out in the middle and then push against your larynx as well. So this squashes the larynx and prevents it from working as freely and as easily as it wants to. So, for example, this is really relevant to singers because if you might well be looking down at a song sheet, supposing you're in a choir, you might be looking at the lyrics or the score, or if you might be hunched over a guitar, and that does something else to your head, down and slumped. You might be hunched over your guitar, you might be looking down at words in front of you. So in both those cases, the vertebrae are tipping forward and squashing the larynx. Or if you're performing, say, with a microphone, you might be getting really enthusiastic. Yeah, 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 woo! So, you're tipping your head back or even back and forward. So all of these things make the neck vertebrae squash into the larynx. So your optimum position, your sweet spot for the head, is a place where it's naturally upright, flowing up in its most free and straight position. And just have a listen to how that affects your sound. So I'm going to find my optimum central position, and I'll give you a little bit of guidance on that in a minute. So yeah, hear that? And then yeah, can you hear those differences? Good. Yeah, it's really noticeable, isn't it? So I want you to try that with me now. So find that central position. So if you've got tendencies or habits of neck slumping or neck tension, it might take you a bit longer to find this, but if you try it a bit every day, you'll get there eventually, because this is how your neck and your head are supposed to be. It's part of the innate design of your physical body. So we just want to get a sense of the head being like a helium balloon. It wants to float up into the sky all by itself. And your neck is like the string of the balloon. It just gets gently pulled upwards. So no, we're not pushing upwards, we're not pulling upwards, we're not fixing, we're just releasing and allowing that sense of upward release. A gentle lengthening of the neck vertebrae and a gentle releasing of the head from the top of the head, so from the top of the neck. So that's that spot at the back where you can find the optimum position. So if you take a couple of fingers and you put them in that little dip where the base of the skull meets the top of your neck. Can you feel that? And does it feel like a little dip? If you're in your optimum central position, it's a nice dip, it's concave. And then when you start to tip your head forward, it flattens. Can you feel that? Back to the upward place the released upward flow of the head and neck. It's back to its nice dip. And then if you tip your head backwards, you'll find the dip starts to disappear under a bit of fleshiness. And if you do that, it starts to get squashed. So allow your head to find that central place. Feel it with your fingers. You will know when you've got your sweet spot for the head by feeling that optimum little dip there in what's called the atlanto-occipital joint, so where your head meets the top of your neck. And when you've got that sweet spot, then you know that your vertebrae are not going to be squashing your larynx, and then this can work freely. So what we're doing is removing any kind of mechanical stress or mechanical conflict from within the voice. So putting everything in its best possible condition and position, which is the foundation of having a free voice. So once you've found that lovely free upright position, and it's good to have a little wiggle on the way. You're just trying out, just like you would be if you were cycling along a straight line. You would just wriggle and wriggle around that line till you found that spot. And then have a go with me on ha. Ah. Yeah, can you hear it in your own voice? Good. And it's okay to take a breath whenever you need to. And now we'll go backwards. Ah. Good. From central to tipped back to central. Good. So play with this, explore it. You can even use the mirror. So we want to combine what you can see, what you can feel, including this bit, and what you can hear. Make the connection until you find your way to that optimum place, that sweet spot for the head where we're freeing the larynx to do its job properly. And you will naturally hear your voice coming out with more ease. So enjoy. Great. I hope this will serve your singing for years to come. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and come back for more. See you next time.